There's a single number that decides whether you work forever or wake up truly free, and almost nobody knows theirs.
It's not your salary, not your net worth, and definitely not the flashy stuff in your bank app. Once you calculate this number, money stops being a mystery and starts being a simple, beatable game. Hey, I'm your finance friend, and today I want to walk you through the one number that changed how I see everything. Here's the thesis. Financial freedom isn't about being rich. It's about your money outrunning your monthly life. Most people obsess over how much they earn, but earning more without a plan just builds a bigger, faster hamster wheel. You can make $200,000 a year and still be one missed paycheck away from total panic. Meanwhile, someone earning far less can feel completely calm because they cracked the code we're about to cover. So let's build your numbers step by step. And I promise the math is way easier than you're expecting. Step 1. Forget your income for a second, and instead ask how much your life actually costs to run every month. Add up rent, food, utilities, transport, insurance, subscriptions, and all the quiet little expenses you pretend don't exist. That total is your monthly burn rate, the true speed at which your life devours money. Let's say your life costs $3,000 a month, just to keep things simple and round. Now multiply that by 12 to get your yearly cost of living, which lands us at $36,000. Here comes the magic. There's a famous rule that turns a lump of savings into a lifelong paycheck. It's called the 4% rule, and it's the closest thing personal finance has to a cheat code. The idea is simple. If you invest a big enough pile, you can safely spend about 4% of it each year. And because your investments keep growing, that 4% can keep refilling itself, potentially forever. So to find your number, we just flip the math around. Take your yearly cost and divide by 4%. So 36,000 times 25 gives us $900,000. That's the freedom number. That's it. Reach that pile, invest it wisely, and your money could cover your entire life without you lifting a finger. Now I know what you're thinking. 900,000 sounds impossibly huge and far away. But here's the part that flips the whole thing. Your number isn't fixed. It's directly controlled by your spending. Lower your monthly cost of living, and your freedom number drops by 25 times every single dollar you cut. This is why frugal people reach freedom faster. They're not just saving more, they're shrinking the target. But this is not about eating rice and never having fun. It's about spending on what truly matters to you. Every recurring expense you keep is basically a lifelong subscription you're paying 25 years up front to fund. Now let's talk about the other lever, because shrinking the target is only half of the game. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is your true engine, and we call that your savings rate. Your savings rate matters more than your raw income, because it decides how many years until you hit your number. Save 10%, and freedom might take 50 years. Save 50%, and it can arrive in 17. That's the wild secret. Your timeline to freedom barely cares about your income and cares massively about your gap. Now, before you sprint off to calculate, let me bust a few myths that trap even smart people forever. Myth 1. You must earn a fortune first. Nope. A modest income with a big gap beats a huge income with none. Myth 2. The 4% rule is guaranteed. It's a strong guideline, not a law of physics, so stay flexible. In rough years, you spend a little less. In great years, you can spend a little more. Freedom likes flexibility. Every step toward your number buys you options. The option to quit, to rest, to say no, to breathe. So where do you actually put the money to make this magic happen? Not under your mattress, obviously. The classic path is broad, low-cost index funds that quietly own tiny slices of thousands of companies. You're not gambling on one hot stock. You're betting that human progress keeps grinding upward over decades. And thanks to compounding, the money you invest today can quietly multiply while you sleep, eat, and live. This is why starting early matters so much. Time is the one ingredient you can never buy back later. So let's put it all together into one simple sentence you can actually use starting today. Take your yearly spending, multiply by 25, and that pile is the amount that sets you free. Then shrink that number by trimming waste and grow toward it by widening the gap between income and spending. And remember, you don't need the whole pile to change your life. Each brick you lay buys back a little freedom. The scary part isn't the size of the number. It's that most people never even bother to calculate it. They spend 40 years running with no finish line, no map, and no idea when they can finally stop. But now you have a finish line, a real target you can see, aim at, and slowly, steadily hunt down. So tonight, grab a napkin, add up your monthly life, multiply by 300, and meet your freedom number. It might shock you, motivate you, or scare you a little. But for the first time, it will be crystal clear, because freedom was never about being the richest person in the room. It was about owning your own time. And that one number is the door. You already have the key. You just needed someone to point at the lock. If this helped you see money in a whole new way, smash that subscribe button so you never miss the next one. Give this video a thumbs up if it clicked, and drop your freedom number in the comments. Let's chase it together.